comes up behind him and starts sticking this beer bottle up his ass, and he grabs her hand and starts putting it in the right hole. And then she panics and she runs away. Like, he was helping her shove this beer bottle up his ass.
Holy shit.
Like, he's like, "Girl, come here. You want to do that? Go ahead." And she's like, "Fuck this." And the girl just leaves. But it was a fucking crazy show.
Did you see what Jamie just put up? It was a pool cue.
I'm not surprised. Well, I'm also not surprised that he doesn't do it anymore if he was doing these kind of things on a regular basis. Because that's fucking dangerous for your asshole. You can't just have random strangers stick stuff up your ass. They won't be so kind.
Yeah. That sounds like Gigi Allen when he would just take a shit on stage and just throw it at the audience before the first song.
I'm telling you though, this dude is really good. Like, as a musician, he was really fucking good. That was the craziest thing about the show. It was not just that it was this freak show. He's doing the freak show thing, but he's a fucking talented musician.
Can I help you with
something? Wicked Elvis. Like, he's doing Suspicious Minds, and the whole audience was singing along. "We're caught in a trap. I can't walk out." Like, the whole crowd was going, "Because I love you too." And he's got his dick out, okay? He's fucking naked on stage. He just pissed in a girl's mouth, and they're singing Suspicious Minds. I mean, it's a fucking show.
Now, the girl that he pissed in her mouth, is she in the band?
Yes.
Okay.
And she's good. I forget what she did. Fuck, I wish I could remember, because it was like 12 years ago. We saw it in like 2003.
So every night he would piss in her mouth.
Oh, my bad. I don't know how many times they did shows, but I talked to him briefly. He was telling me all these different times he's been arrested, all these different times they wouldn't give him his money. Because a lot of times the clubs, they don't know what the fuck he's going to do. You know, this guy's getting his dick out, he's pissing in girls' mouths and shit. I don't think they understand the show. I just really don't think they understand what they're signing up for. So these, like, rock venues would have him come in there, and then they get fucking mad at him, they want to beat him up.
And didn't pay him at the end of the night. Yeah. Holy shit. I got to find out if this guy's still around. I want to see the show.
I hope he is. I hope he takes better care of himself. Like, you can't just drink a bottle of whiskey every night and do this. It's just I can't imagine how he could do this show all the time. This is a fucking super dangerous show for your body. He's got a bunch of chickens picking. He's lying down there tied up, and they put grain all over his cock. And he's got a bunch of chickens that they put on top of the sheet, and they're pecking at the grain. It's right over his dick. This is so fucking bizarre.
Who's that guy over there?
Exactly. Who's that guy?
Holy shit.
He's out of his mind.
That's like Ari Shakir.
Last time I saw him, it was, I was going into the Paul Provenza Green Room show. Did you ever do that show?
No, I know what you're talking about.
But I didn't get a chance to ask him whether or not he's doing it again. Fuck, that guy's good, though.
He was at the Comedy Store probably like 2 years ago.
See if you could get any of him singing, because... What's that? Well, see if you can find one where there's actual singing, because the crazy thing is that he's really talented. It was a great show, though. There's very few shows where you go, fuck yeah.
Absolutely.
You get out of there and you go, I saw the king piss in his chick's mouth and then have the whole audience sing along to a song. It was awesome.
That's great.
Is there anything like that right now that's big, that's known?
It's hard to do something like that. It's because you know, this was 2003, so the internet was around. It wasn't around like it's around now. It's not the same thing. Like, you would go to jail. You're not allowed to do that. You can't just put your dick out.
Insurance and everything.
Yeah, everything.
Yeah, no one's going to take a chance anymore.
By the way, what the fuck is wrong with the world where a guy can't piss in a girl's mouth on stage like that? You can't prove to me that that's not art, because it is art. Okay? If you can make a show that's that fucked up, you got a guy who's Elvis. He sings really good. He's got a fucking talented band with him. Oh, one of his band members, she takes off her clothes, her tits are out, and he pisses in her mouth. And his dick's about that big. The whole thing is ridiculous. It is a goddamn ridiculous show. And the pissing in her mouth make the show better, like as an artistic piece.
Absolutely.
For real, because it was just more surreal and more fucked up. But how's that illegal? Goddamn communists. Jim Florentine.
I don't understand. He'd have to do like backyard shows at this point.
Is this him singing? What year is this? 2010?
2004.
Is that what it said it? Well, there was a lot of this at the shows too. A lot of fucking screaming and people couldn't believe. What is he doing? I used to have an Extreme Elvis t-shirt. Fuck, I think I lost it somewhere. I think I left it in a hotel room somewhere.
Don't you hate that?
Fuck, I hate that.
Ex-girlfriends taking your shirts, hotel rooms.
It's Elvis, baby.
I think this he's doing that song Black Sabbath by Black Sabbath.
Your target cannot be found.
Yeah. Elvis doing Ozzy. It's beautiful.
Well, I think the folks at home get the point. But go check them out. If you're
There's
still
one
doing
band,
it.
Guar.
That's the
They're
wrong target.
kind of around anymore. The lead singer died about a year ago.
Yeah, I
they got
heard
a
about
great
that.
stage show.
Was it like that?
They just shoot jizz on the crowd and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, there was a lot of special effects, like things coming out of chest and stuff.
There was a girl in the band. She gave birth to a baby,
That's what it
and
was,
the baby came out, and they put it right in the wood chipper, and the blood went all over the audience. It was I was like 22 years old. I'm like, this is the greatest thing that I've ever seen in my life.
I wish that's one thing I wish I got to see. I never got to see a Guar concert.
Oh my God! They threw a fake baby in a
It came right out of her, gave birth, and put it right in the wood chipper.
Fucking
I think they're still doing
Jesus
shows with the Mulder members and stuff, but great band. Always went to see them live.
Oh my God! How did they not go to jail for that? How did they not get like? There's some protest, some family advocacy group or anything. I mean, I would think that someone would protest you putting a fake baby in a wood chipper as a part of your act.
They would do whatever president, they would cut his head off. That was whoever was president at the time. They cut his head off on stage.
You can't still do that though, can you?
Yeah, they were doing it. I saw them 2 years ago. They were doing it. Obama cutting his head off. Yeah.
Jesus Christ! I would think
Shit.
that the Secret Service would come get you if you did some shit like that.
Yeah, that's why.
Isn't there like rules?
Yeah, I thought you weren't even allowed to say like I want to kill the president. Like, I would,
Yeah, someone's gonna take that as a fucking soundbite.
No,
dude.
you didn't let me finish. Of Jamba Juice, you know, or something like that. That's why I would always say something at the end.
Don't say that, man.
Well, I know George Bush. They did it for Bush.
Oh my
Here's
God.
Circuit City.
Look at this. Look at the outfit this fucking guy's got on. Does he have a fake dick? Is that what I saw?
Yeah,
What is that?
he has
He's got
yeah.
a giant fake dick?
He's gonna fuck him.
It's a fist? Oh, what is his dick? What is it?
Oh,
Oh
he
my
rips it off.
God.
Yeah, see,
He
the blood
takes
just
his
squirts right in the
head
crowd.
off and it squirts in the crowd. Oh my God, this is so ridiculous.
It's kind of like for something for kids when you go to like Disneyland or Universal Studios, like one of those shows, but for adults.
Do you think they know about this?
Your target
I'm sure they
cannot
do
be
because they were
found.
doing President Bush
But
when he was in office, or whatever president is. So
It just seems like he could go to jail for this. Doesn't it?
It kind of falls into cheesy horror movie kind of category.
Well, for sure. But I mean, it brings up an interesting conversation about making fun of things and what you should and shouldn't be able to make fun of. Because that Charlie Hebdo thing that happened, that's you don't know what that is? In France, the people that ran this magazine, they had this magazine that did a lot of satire drawings of Muhammad, and these dudes showed up. And fucking gunned them all down, killed everybody.
Right.
And they killed the dudes. They had a manhunt for them. These two radical Muslim dudes. But that was just drawing pictures, which everybody's like, oh, that's fucked up. You can't do that. You just can't. You can't kill people for drawing a picture. But
Your target does not
we
exist.
do have certain things you're not allowed to do. Like you literally can't say, I want to kill Mr. President. You can't say that. Couldn't say his name. If you said that, if you said I want to kill that guy, or I want to kill the president, like that's illegal. Like they literally lock you up for that, which is weird. Because that's a kind of a figure of speech. Like people say that all the time. Oh, I want to kill that guy. I fucking hate him. I mean, like if there's a guy in a movie that sucks, like he's like you don't like him as an actor, you might say,
You have
oh,
no
I'm gonna kill that
target.
fucking guy.
Yeah.
You don't mean it.
Right.
But is that illegal? Like if you say that, like the president has some stupid thing that he vetoes or something that people don't agree with, if you said that, it's a common figure of speech. But if you said that and you did it publicly, they could fucking take you in.
yeah, the Secret Service is at your house the next day. Ted Nugent said something a couple years ago about Obama, not say I want to kill him, but he said something I forget what the quote was, and the Secret Service was at his house the next day.
I think he was saying something to the
Like he's a...
like if Obama gets arrested, he might wind up in jail.
Yeah,
Ted
we're all going to
Nugent
be
might-
dead and in jail or something like that. So it wasn't even a direct
No,
at the president.
I think he was saying that like he might wind up in jail, that Nugent might wind up in jail.
Something like that, yeah.
Implying, you know, it could be seen as implying that he would do something, but it's weird, you know. Ted Nugent's not going to kill the president. Stop, you know. He's doing a hunting show, likes
And-
playing guitar.
yeah.
It's not going to kill the president.
And
Do you
then
really have
Ted,
to visit
of course,
him?
he's like, when Secret Service came, they were fans of mine.
Yeah.
I played a little concert with them, and I gave him my latest CD and stuff, yeah. He's like, I was going to take him out back at a shooting range, but they didn't want to do it.
Have you ever seen him in the helicopters shooting pigs?
No.
You gotta see it. You gotta see it. It's one of the greatest things the world has ever known. Ted Nugent in a helicopter shooting wild pigs with a machine gun. Just tunk, 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 tunk. It's the fucking craziest thing ever. They're flying around in Texas in a fucking helicopter. Him and this dude, they call him Pigman. So Pigman and Ted Nugent, and they're circling around these giant packs of pigs and just lighting them up. It's fucked up. You want to see it?
Yeah.
Here, play it.
I love Nugent.
Is this it? This is just talking about the devastation. There's like a whole graphic before the video that shows this what these wild pigs do in Texas, because they are absolutely devastating to the farms down there. They're out of control. There's so many of them, millions of wild pigs in Texas alone. I mean, it's a fucking infestation. But like as you see when you're circling over in a helicopter, you're talking about a
target is not
huge area. Texas is goddamn enormous. And these things are impossible to eradicate because they're smart. So they get together and they're fucking shooting these things out of helicopters, and it's fucking madness. You can shoot as many as you want all day long. You shoot them at night. There's no rules. You just shoot them. I mean, it's like, look at this. This is crazy.
Oh, that's awful.
It's awful.
So awful.
Well, it wouldn't be awful if you were hungry and you wanted a pig,
No,
or
no.
if it was your farm.
Yeah, absolutely.
The problem is if it's your farm, like, fuck, man. Like, what is a farm then? You know, if they become a threat to people, that's one thing. But it is really weird that you could just because they cost money, like they're chewing up people's food, but they're animals. You know, like that's what they kind of do.
Yeah.
It's like you have to manage them, but you have to figure out a way to manage the population. But it seems like they can't. It seems like there's just too many. You just have to kill them. But doing it that way just seems kind of fucked.
It's like
Seems
put
effective.
him to sleep and rock him to bed or something. Like make it like a
Dude.
religious thing where we bless these pigs
Captain
instead
Barrett,
of
your
shooting them
target cannot be
with a
found.
machine gun out of a helicopter. It's just, you know,
No,
seems.
I don't know.
Well, they're talking,
what are you talking about?
I mean, look at cats and dogs. Like we put cats and dogs to sleep, or we try to do something for them. But like animals that we need to get over that we're overpopulated with, you know, we shouldn't be really allowed to just like, I don't
Your
know,
target cannot be
torture
found.
or shoot with a machine gun out of a helicopter.
I think they're just doing it because it's one of the only ways it's effective. I think on the
Machine
ground
guns.
you can't get to them. Doing it from a helicopter is like one of the best ways to do it because they're too smart. If you're on the ground, you try to get near them, they run away. They smell things, they hear things. They don't see very good, but they can hear very well, and they smell anything. They just bolt.
What about poisoning?
You couldn't poison them because then you poison a bunch of other shit too, and you poison the environment, and you poison the things that eat the things you poisoned. If you poison a pig and the pig gets eaten by a mountain lion, the mountain lion gets poisoned too, and the mountain lion could die from the same disease or the same poison.
Then you can't have that pig meat either.
Yeah, pig meat goes bad. They just got to figure out a way to keep them from. Well, you know, that's one of the best ways. It's fucked up, but it's one of the best ways to kill them is those helicopter things because they could do it in. They can get 100 of them, 200 of them in a day. They got 450 in one day on that Pigman show.
Pigs are so smart though. It sucks. I don't like when smart
Yep.
animals, you know.
I hear you.
It's fucking.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. They're smart, but there is such a big difference between smart animals and smart people. There's a giant fucking difference. And I wonder what the variable of like being wild is. Because like pigs, if you're around pigs and they're domesticated, they're sweet. They're really sweet little animals. They come over and they hang with you. They're pretty cool. But they are domesticated, so it means their experiences, none of their experiences have been devastating. They haven't seen their mother. getting killed by a wild mountain lion or something like that. They haven't seen their brother getting eaten by a bear. You know, they're not living in the wild, just running away from shit all the time like a wild pig is. They're constantly fed and taken care of. So they have, like, it's sort of like people. You know, people, if you leave people in a wild state, like people, even to this day, there's places in the world where people live a far scarier life than you could ever imagine. Like every day you're dealing with violence and chaos and danger. Those people they're going to be a wilder style of human being than we are, you know? And I think that's what's going on with these pigs. It's like, it's kind of fucked that you can eat something that also, if the circumstances were better, could be your buddy.
Yeah, right. Put a hat on that pig and it would be awesome.
Yeah. There's definitely something to that. Because it's all about their experiences. If they're growing up in a cage and you just, I mean, we don't even understand their behavior. Because the behavior that we have of pigs is almost all of it is behavior of things that are locked up. You know, the actual wild behavior of them. They're super hard to watch. It's hard to get close to them. You know, if you try tagging them and releasing them and all, that's a fucking nightmare. They're clever fuckers.
It's almost like you could take a shitload of pigs and put it in some kind of like spinning, like windmill type things, and that we can make them make energy for us instead, or something like that.
Right, like give them food in a giant hamster wheel, and as they go and chase after the food.
Yeah.
But you have to make that food. It takes energy to make the food that's going to give them energy. Logically, it wouldn't make sense. Unless you had like a super good, very efficient system, or like each spin was worth like hundreds of kilowatts of...
Right. Well, the windmill is like 5 miles long, and it's just rows and rows of pigs.
Right, but how much food would you have to give those fucks?
You don't have to give them anything. It would be fake food.
No, they die.
It smelled good.
Or if
So
one
they're
dies,
good
then you
for-
cut them up and
That's the wrong
let them eat
target.
their
You haven't
friend.
thought about this at all.
They eat the row in front of them. They're done in by row. Each row is like a week, so they die, and the ones
Shut
in
the
front
fuck
of
up.
them eat them.
Just shut the fuck up. You know, they say that's one of the best, like that movie Snatch, that they say that really is one of the best ways to get rid of a body.
Oh, yeah.
Some guy who was a pig farmer in, I think it was British Columbia, was also a serial killer, and he would throw the bodies into the pig sty, and the pigs would just destroy them. Just
Really?
eat them, eat everything. They eat everything. They shit out the teeth. That's about it. Everything else gets done. They chew through the bones, everything. Wow. Yeah, they're monsters. It's crazy.
This girl I met recently, she collects teeth, and it's like all the teeth have
Run!
a story. I know all
Run!
all the teeth have a story. Like, this is my friend Jeff's tooth, or this is the girl's tooth that I met on a subway or whatever. And she says she likes to throw them in her bed and sleep with the teeth, so when she wakes up, it looks like teeth marks all over her body.
Let me open your mouth. I can see if you're missing any.
Jesus Christ. And when are you guys getting married? You move her in yet?
No.
You still got your wisdom teeth? Because
Yeah. I got rid of
What?
yeah, because she'd be like, look,
There's
I might as well get
always-
them out. And
Right.
There's always going to be someone new out there that surprises you even more.
I know, what the
You
fuck?
think you got it all figured out.
is she hot at least?
Oh, she's super hot, and she has all these other skulls. Like, she has monkey skulls, cat skulls. Like, her whole house is just skulls, and then she has jars of
So healthy.
teeth. Yeah. And one of the teeth had like, it was like a fresh one. Like, it had some meat on it or something. It's gross as
She might
fuck.
have paid a dude on Craigslist to pull it.
Yeah.
You see her 2 feet on his shoulders, fucking pair of pliers. Ah!
Fucking Periscope chicks
He's-
are crazy.
He's screaming.
So you haven't hooked up with her.
No, I'm not going to. That would freak me out.
Good for you. So how about
I
this
like to have
fucking
standards.
NAACP lady from Spokane, Washington, that pretended to be black?
This is not real life. This is like simulation theory, and somebody hacked and is playing a joke on us.
How did she get away with it that long?
I don't know. It's a fucking good question. Her parents outed her, apparently.
Did you look at her look in her eye when the reporter goes,
Oh,
"Is that your dad?"
yes.
You could see where everything just
Yeah.
popped in her,
Yeah.
in her eye.
She realized, oh no, I've been found. There's a picture of a before and after with her, and the before was when she was identifying as white. She's
Yeah.
transracial. When she was identifying as white, she had freckles and blonde hair, and then all of a sudden she's got that orange tan thing going on, and like legit like black woman permy looking hair. Like she got her hair permed.
She looks like that waitress at the comedy store. You know
Yeah,
what I'm talking
look
about?
at that. Look at her hair. I mean, wow.
I would-
And she you would teach. She taught at a university level African studies.
How does no one know her from her past that could, besides
Well,
her parents coming out and saying that? Like this
Apparently, her parents had adopted a bunch of brothers and sisters that were black. I think, was that what it was? Four brothers and sisters that were black. And so somewhere along the line, she appropriated like that they were her family and that she's black.
Then she started calling one of them her son or something.
Oh, boy.
Definitely hotter black though. Hopefully
Yeah.
that's a new trend.
She looks hot on the right, but that can't be her for real. That's some Photoshop shit going on. The whole thing is very, very strange. It's really strange. But here's what's even stranger. Apparently, look at her hair, wonderful. Apparently, out of the founding people, like if there was 14 founding people of the NAACP, 10 of them were white. There was a lot of white people involved in the NAACP, and maybe this is good about what happens here. I mean, not that this lady's crazy and she's pretending to be black, but maybe it's good that the conversation gets brought up and people realize that, like, a racial equality movement doesn't have to be all black people, and wasn't all black people.
Yeah.
So if it, like, there was, and they're like, her race doesn't have anything to do with how good she is. They're like, she's really good at her job. She's like really into black people. That's what it is. That's what it is. Nothing wrong with that. Some people are really into French history. Some people are, you know what I'm saying?
She's like top wig. Wait, what's
Yeah,
the new word?
You can call.
Can you still say
you can
that?
still say wigger.
Okay.
It
Top
hasn't,
wig,
they
top
haven't
wigger.
stolen it from us yet. They haven't robbed us of wigger.
It's so weird.
The whole thing is wonderful. It's wonderful. This lady's wonderful. But
that-
meanwhile, apparently she was good at her job. And the NAACP, they were actually
Wow, look at her
saying,
hair there.
yeah, she went full.
She got cat yarn on her head.
She tried to figure it out, like a bunch of different ways of doing it. That's when she was like, I'm going to get found if I keep dyeing my hair black and putting that fucking spray tan
Yeah.
on. Someone's going to call me. Why are my sheets orange? Hold up. The whole thing is
so
amazing.
weird.
It's amazing.
And eyebrows on fleek.
She sued school. What? NAACP imposter sued school over race claims. Oh my God. She masqueraded as black. Once sued Howard University for denying her teaching posts and a scholarship because she was a white woman. The smoking gun has learned. Whoa.
Older than her.
Wow. She graduated from the historically black college with a Master's of Fine Arts degree. That's so interesting.
So in 2002,
You have
she
no
sued the
target.
school.
That is so interesting. And she was teaching somewhere else, right? Was she teaching there, or was she teaching somewhere else? But she was teaching, like, African-related courses. She was just really into Africa. Imagine, but let's put yourself in her shoes. I'm not saying that transracial is real. Okay? I'm not saying you should be able to just identify with a different race. But if you could, she would be a really good argument for it. Right?
That's the wrong
Okay.
target.
She's got black people in her family that she loves dearly, right? She maybe identifies with them. She went to an all-black college. She was teaching African studies, and she was running the fucking NAACP. I mean, if anybody could be transracial, that lady was kicking ass at it.
Absolutely.
Right? You gotta say, I'm fucking impressed with what she's done. Her love of African people, of black people, has let her do an amazing job
Welcome to the stream.
in several areas.
I want
Right?
to see what her Facebook page looks like.
How does a boyfriend or somebody that she dated not come out and say something? Like, look, this chick is really.
They might not
she's
know.
White. Really?
They
don't
might
think
not
so?
know. No, but you know what?
You don't
meet
see her in the
she's already
morning when she's got to
30.
put
Oh.
more makeup on and shit.
She hides from you. No, every fucking curtain in her house is closed like Dracula. She keeps all the lights off.
She kicks you out at night. Like, look, I can't sleep with anybody. You gotta go. I'm like, this is the greatest chick ever. I don't have to sleep with her.
As soon as you leave, you hear the compressors of her tan machine. She's fucking spraying herself with a big airbrush can like she's fucking detailing a Chevelle.
She had to have gotten spray tan.
Oh,
so there was
1,000%.
there was a spray tanner somewhere that knew her secret. You know, that had to bring over the big umbrella
extra
thing.
jug.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, this is like, don't they have a better way of doing that now? How do they do that? They still make you stand and spray you?
To make it realistic, that's the best way. I mean, you have the rub-on kind and stuff like that, but you can't usually get it even enough unless you should just spend all day doing it.
How weird are we that, not we, because I haven't done it, I don't think you're doing it,
What?
that people are going and getting fucking spray tanned.
That's.
I mean, that is so insane. You're going and you're getting dye sprayed all over your body.
It stinks too.
It's just fucking weird. It's just weird.
and it wears off in like a day.
You can get the
2 days
abs
or whatever it is.
You can get the abs sprayed on it though.
You can?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so retarded. It's so
Do
retarded.
people not have time to lay in the sun anymore for an hour or two?
Maybe they live in Seattle. There's no room.
I just
Can't
know
see
from
the sun.
girls that
Your target
you're like,
is
oh, I have a photo shoot tomorrow, so I have to get spray tan because I can't tan all day to day, and just it's a
Right.
timing thing. Yeah.
I get it, and it's also a skin cancer thing.
What's
Some
the
chicks don't want to get
cooldown of
skin
this
cancer.
instance?
You know?
Anybody know?
Standing out in the sun is not good for you, apparently. Which is fucked. Because you need the sun for vitamin D.
Vitamin D. You need vitamin D.
Yeah. The fuck?
I don't put sunscreen on. I'm out. I don't give a shit.
You're an animal. Look at you.
Nice.
You don't give a fuck.
No,
Jim
I mean, you
Florentine.
just you do it in spurts, little spots. You don't go out there for 8 hours at a time. I used to landscape with no fucking shirt on. I just did it till I can have a tan. So I got chicks.
That's what everybody did back then.
Yeah.
Nobody wore sunscreen when we were kids.
We put
Whatever.
oil on. We put oil on. We did the opposite. We got that
Baby
oil.
oil.
And just
Yeah, baby oil.
Put baby oil
Yeah.
on. Especially in like Massachusetts, your summer's a week long.
Yeah.
You got to get it in while you can.
Yeah, absolutely. I went up 2 notches on a scale of 1 to 10 if I had a tan.
Oh,
I went from like a
shit.
4 to a 6.
Nice.
So I had like a 3-month window where I was a 6. I had to try to clean up.
When you're young, especially, you're fucking making moves. You're like, do I wear the chain? Should I wear the chain? What about cologne? They like it. You should probably try it.
Dracar was a
Drakkar.
big one.
Yeah, I had that shit. Dracar
Yeah.
Noir, right?
And polo, the green polo.
Yeah, the green polo was
I
good.
had that shit too. You know what's a fucking standby? Old Spice, goddamn.
I still use Old Spice. It's a
Old
dad
Spice
thing.
aftershave.
Old Spice was good, especially if you didn't shower, you didn't have time, and you just throw it on.
Throw a
see what
little
it
Old
smell.
Spice on. Yeah.
Take
Those-
Dad's kit, you bought them.
Did you hear about that fucking guy that cut some dude's throat? He was one of those straight rager shaver dudes in a barber shop.
Oh no.
He just sliced this dude's throat and ran away.
Oh no.
Yeah, they caught him. They apparently had a history of mental illness. Didn't even know the guy whose throat he cut. Just slashed this fucking guy's throat.
Shit.
Yeah, the guy lived. The guy's gonna be okay. Didn't do a good job of thrashing his throat. Missed the big artery, or maybe he was able to plug it up, whatever the guy did. But fucking hey, man. That's like the number one thing that everybody's worried about with this fucking straight razor. You know, like what would happen if I just randomly got a nut, and this nut decided to cut my throat?
That's why I go to Dollar Shave Club.
Look at this. Sentenced to barber Thursday to 10 years in prison for inexplicably slashing a customer's throat during a haircut and shave before pedaling away on his bike. U.S. Navy Petty Officer Timothy Vaughn, 33, was at Vic's Barbershop in Imperial Beach, just south of San Diego, for a haircut in October when barber Daniel Roberto Flores calmly slashed a straight razor across Vaughn's throat twice. Whoa. Mr. Flores waited until people left the room. Deputy District Attorney Laura Evans said he insisted on trimming the victim's beard. He said, I could cut your throat, and then he did.
You look like you have
Christ.
concerns, young
I want to
one.
know what was leading up to that, though. Was the guy
You
being
look
a
like
dick?
you have concerns,
the
young
petty
one.
officer? Was he just like being a jerk the whole time?
Look at that. He said his training as a medic kicked in. The guy whose throat got cut and allowed him to save his own life despite severe injury and blood loss. He said spent hundreds of hours in physical therapy, surgery, and psychiatric treatment trying to recover. Fucking A, man.
Damn.
Whew.
They didn't know each other. There was no conflict or argument before the attack.
That's so crazy. That's only 10 years in jail. How's that guy gonna get fixed? What, are they gonna let him out in 5 if he doesn't kill anybody? How's that gonna go? Like, anybody who does that, you need to kill that person. You don't put him in jail for 10 years. Are you out of your mind?
Put him in field in Texas and let Ted Nugent
Yeah.
get in a helicopter and
Just
shoot
feed him
at
to
him.
the pigs. Take him down to where Ted Hughes is shooting those pigs.
Yeah.
Shoot him in the kneecaps. Just let the pigs eat him. Fuck you.
I'd rather watch that.
Yeah, fuck you. Fuck you. You can't just do that. You can't get out of jail in 10 years. That's crazy. 10 years is not that much time. 10 years ago was 2005. That's not enough time. To go to jail for trying to kill someone with a straight razor?
That'll probably be out in 8.
Fuck that. That's ridiculous.
Did you watch Jeff Ross's roast of the
No, I
criminals?
did not. I heard it was awesome.
Oh,
though.
it's
I
pretty
haven't
good.
seen it. I heard it was great too.
I love the fact that he did it. I want to talk to him about it because he wrote a really good thing for the Huffington Post the other day about the system, about the penal system, understanding it once you get inside of it and see how fucked up and nightmarish it is.
The girls were pretty hot in there.
Really?
Yeah, there was a few really hot ones.
No shit.
Yeah, it was kind of weird.
I would imagine there's a lot of crazy bitches that are hot and fuck up and do something stupid and wind up getting locked up. That makes sense. Why would you think that girls in prison wouldn't be hot?
I know, because I mean, how many crazy girls have I dated that were one step away from being in jail? Or
Oh yeah, you could have gotten a few of them arrested if you
Right.
were, if you were really into it.
I have one that just a friend that just got out after 9 months and she, like a 9.5 on a scale of 1 to 10.
Pow, motherfucker.
hot though?
Yeah.
Oh, that's all right. Then.
Yeah, you get them to the point where they're ready to kill you,
Yeah,
and then somehow or another you escape with your life.
sucks.
But if there was a fucking camera on the wall,
Oh, there's drop cams everywhere nowadays, Joe. Oh, I got that shit secured.
god damn, dude, I don't know what you're doing. Everybody gets mad at you.
Not doing enough, I guess.
Whatever it is.
Do you usually have crazy girls in your life, Jim?
Oh, yeah.
He's a comic.
Yeah, mostly
My whole life.
your whole life.
Pretty much, yeah.
Was there one that was most crazy? Like, was there a good story to it?
A million of them. Trying to think. But yeah, you're always attracted to it. Yeah. I always wanted the crazy one after the show that was
Sure.
dancing on top of the bar, whipping her tits out.
Yeah, that's the one that's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
Woo-hoo. But depending upon how crazy the personality is.
I met a gypsy the other day, and remember we talked about gypsies recently.
I think we were singing this Cher song.
Yeah, but she's a gypsy. And she doesn't have a house.
She doesn't have a house.
No,
What does that mean?
She just goes from one millionaire's house to another millionaire's house.
She's a millionaire gypsy girl.
yeah.
Wow.
She just hangs out. She's like, yeah, I just hang out by pools and stuff.
There are girls that are like that. There's guys, I know a guy who's like that. He's always like, he's an older gentleman, and he's got quite a bit of money. He's in his 60s. He's never been married, and he'll invite like really hot chicks to stay at his place. And they live with him all the time. Like he's always got like some new nutty 10 that's living with him. And I'm like, what are you fucking her? He's like, well, I'm trying. I'm like, Jesus Christ. Like, but he would like bring them in. And that was the thing. He would like buy them stuff, get them cars, and they could live with him. You know, and he like would try. He was like, it's really mismatched because he's not a good looking fella. You know, so he would bring them in and they would live with him, and he tried super duper hard to get it. Sometimes you get it, but oftentimes it'd just be a disaster. He couldn't get laid, and he's paying for everything, and they're living with him.
I would do it. I would have a no guy rule, but I wouldn't buy them cars and stuff, but they can just crash there.
No guy rule, like you can't bring guys over.
No guys at all.
Yeah, sometimes it sounds like a sugar daddy thing. I had this stripper I used to date. She had a sugar daddy, and she would just buy her all the shit, which is great because I didn't have to buy it. And then I got to the point where I go, you know what? Maybe he should start getting me some shit because I'm letting her go out. He's trying to fuck her, obviously. Oh, so now I'm like, well, I remember it was a VCR. I'm like, well, get me a VCR because I don't want to put up with this shit. And then she come on with a VCR. It's like, I need a VCR. I'm like, beautiful. I actually went on a date with them in a limo and pretended I was the guy friend and badmouthed myself for an hour in front of this guy. She's like, you know that boyfriend of hers? I go, yeah, he's a real dick.
Oh my God.
And we went to a mall and I picked out like 20 CDs. He bought me, and I think he bought me like I forget, it was like a Walkman at the time or something like that. I'm like, yeah, I'll take one. And I'd be like, sure, you seem like a good dude. Just fucking bad myself. And the guy's holding her hand in the limo, and I'm just sitting there like the friend. I'm like, I don't give a shit. I'm getting CDs.
Oh, that's hilarious. That's a strong pimp move.
I tried to get a TV, but he wasn't going for it.
See, a lot of these guys that rock it like this, the reason why they have to is because of prostitution laws. If prostitution was legal, there's a lot of these older creepazoid dudes that are just out there trying to make it happen. It's just tough action, you know, unless you're paying for it. Very tough to get someone to love you for who you are, like if you have these really high standards and you're gross.
Yeah.
But if you've got a ton of cash and prostitution's legal, if they just made prostitution legal in America, you'd have exactly the same amount of hoes, okay? Exactly the same. Listen to me. They're not gonna, more people are not gonna be hoes. Hoes are hoes already. They're doing it in weird ways. And maybe it'd be better if prostitution was legal, so you found out exactly who the hoes are.
Yeah, safer,
exactly. Tax it.
Apple Pay.
Exactly. Amazon one click.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with it.
Can
It's
I
just
help you with
sex. Is
something?
it okay to get a massage? Yes. Then it's okay to pay someone to suck your dick. It just is.
Yes.
It should be. You know? And these guys shouldn't have to move these fucking girls in. Buy them cars. It's rude.
Buy the guy friends VCRs. They shouldn't have to do that. I felt
Poor
bad,
bastard.
but I'm figuring he's trying to bang my chick.
Right.
So at least I should get some gifts out of it.
Now, how did you wind up ending this whole relationship?
You know, it's a stripper, so it's just.
I mean, with him.
No, they just.
How'd you guys get him out of your life? It seems like he would want some return for his investment.
No, because he was doing it. He was juggling like 3 different ones, and he just never. I think he was fucking one, but he wanted to fuck all 3.
Of course.
And my chick had boundaries. You know? Well, she said when I wasn't around, she said she was no way I'm not going to sleep with him, but. He bought her tits too. She wanted me to buy her tits for like $4 grand. I'm like, I'm not buying your tits.
And he bought her tits?
Yeah, he bought her tits.
Holy shit!
Oh yeah.
Did you guys go to dinner with this guy?
Yeah, we went to dinner just that night. I only met him that one time.
Oh, okay.
I'd be at the bar though, because you know the sugar daddy always comes in the strip club and sits there, and all the girls come around. I was right across the bar, just sitting there, just watching this guy. I'm like, I'm fucking that tonight. Keep giving her money.
Oh, that's
She's taking me to the
weird.
diner. She's taking me to dinner later with that money.
That's so crazy. You're that guy when people always talk about like strippers' crazy boyfriends. That's you.
Yeah,
You're
and
like the quintessential one.
And I was like cutting lawns at the time. I was making like $8 an hour, and this guy's probably making like 300 grand a year.
So that's pimping. You're technically pimping.
Yeah.
In a way. You know, I mean, not full on pimping, but that's pretty pimpish. Respect.
I really needed a VCR.
Yeah.
I did.
I respect that hustle.
I've done the same stuff. I've added things to, when I dated Veronica Ricci, I added things to her Amazon wish list, like Xbox games and stuff.
This is a new world. This is a world of Amazon wish lists where girls can say, I want you to buy me stuff. Like they have a list where you go and you can just buy their shit. go buy them shit. And they go, oh my God, thank you so much.
Really?
Thank you so much, Jim Florentine. This jacket is amazing. It's everything I wanted. It's just so nice to have fans like you. You're the best fans in the world. Thank you.
Kim Congdon just got an Xbox
Shit.
One. Somebody bought her an Xbox One.
She has a wish list?
Oh,
Is she
yeah.
the only comic with a wish list?
No.
Who's got wish lists?
I tell everyone. Lil Esther has one, and
Do
I
you
used
have
to,
one?
No, I have a Death Squad one that had like I used to have one, but the Death Squad Studio one, which was like, oh, I need this mic stand and stuff like that.
And people would buy it?
Yeah, it was cool.
Wow.
But Little Esther would have one, and I would have access to her wish list when I dated her. So I'd add all these like black dildos and stuff to it, and like and she would go on the podcast, and she'd be like, guys, I have an Amazon wish list, please give me something. And she didn't know I added all this shit to it.
Right.
So she was just getting sent vibrators and anal beads, and she's like, what's going on?
Did she
you
get
use them?
upset, or was she happy in the long run?
She used them all, I'm sure.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So guy comics do this too. They have a
No,
wish list.
I've never heard of a guy comic
Oh
having
yeah.
a wish list.
Guys have wish lists. A lot of
Who?
guys.
Comic?
Yeah, you can look up anybody has a wish list really nowadays.
Dude, guy comics that have a wish list. Name one.
Wow.
That's what we're talking
Tom
about.
Segura.
How, are you too high
Tom
to have
Segura.
a conversation
Tom Segura.
right now?
Tom Segura.
Does he?
I'm sure he does.
Does he? Come on.
I'll find one for you.
Yeah, fine if it's Tom Segura. I highly doubt it. I highly
I bet
doubt
Bert
it.
Kreischer has one too.
No, I don't think any of them have wish lists. Wish lists where they want you to buy them shit?
Maybe.
That's
I could see like a
weird.
struggling comic that has got no money. He's like, hey, if I can get some, whatever, if I
really?
need something, maybe. But someone that's established, there's no reason for that.
I can't even see a struggling comic doing it. Like, what would you want someone to buy you? Like, what are you doing?
Tires for your car.
Like, the
Doing road
relationship the girl has, all right, when she puts up with those Amazon wish list things, the relationship is like, look, this is a box where you can mail me shit. Like, all you have to do is just go through the electronic things right here, press this, click that, and I'll get some shit. Some money will be missing, but you're not going to notice that. But what you are going to notice, the fact that I'm going to go, oh my God, thank you. These are exactly the shoes that I wanted, and I was saving up for them, so it meant so much to me. That's all they need. These
Yeah.
guys are just
Absolutely. It's like, yeah, I bought her.
Thank you, Jim
shoes.
Florentine.